Hello and welcome. This is Samiel Carolina, and welcome to this space where we are having courageous conversations, where we explore how we can make a difference having the most amazing divine human life. This is a place where I invite amazing guests with personal stories that will enlighten our heart and ignite our soul. And today I have this incredible woman that I just met a couple of weeks ago in Oslo at the WIN conference. And so Mine Uran is a globally recognized expert in protein. She is an industrial engineer with an MBA and has led teams at Unilever and DuPont, receiving a marketing award in 2008. And she was headhunted in 2013 for a position of head of protein at Nestlé. And when Mine was invited to the White House to discuss the future of sustainable protein, she decided we need to look at the sea to find the right solution. 1 year ago, Mine decided to leave Nestlé to concentrate specifically on the development of microalgae, and she believes this will help solve the increasingly worrisome protein issue. And having spent years reviewing all the sources of protein from animal and plant, she has come to the conclusion that golden chlorella is the protein and wonder ingredient the world have been waiting for, and she is bringing it to us today through her new founded company. Alver Golden Chlorella is a new Swiss company that is addressing the growing demand of tasty, low impact, high protein foods by developing a range of healthy, tasty and sustainable foods with the microalgae Golden Chlorella. And look at what I have here. This is her product, and I am having it myself in my smoothies in the morning, also in the salads, in the dressings. And what I love about this, because I used to consume green chlorella, but if you are familiar with the green chlorella, it's very, very tasty, and it's really, everything becomes so green that it's like almost disgusting to eat or to drink. And what I love about the golden chlorella that Mina's business is developing is that it doesn't taste, and it looks, it doesn't look weird. It's just like a beautiful yellow color that really goes well and blends well everywhere. So Mina, thank you so much for having the time and taking the time to join us today in this conversation. And the first thing that comes to mind to ask you is, with such a terrific corporate career that you have, how did you transition from there to entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is really not an easy place to be. And many of the women I serve are in transition, and specifically in career transition. So I would love to know, what was the defining moment that gave you really the push, the courage to jump into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for the conversation, for this interview. For me, the defining moment was when I was at the White House and I was discussing with all different worldwide experts about the protein crisis that is coming to us with a high speed, even if it's not discussed a lot publicly. I felt like I had to do something. If not me, who else? It came to me that all of a sudden, all I have been doing was to prepare myself to do this step. It took me another 1 year from the moment until realizing how am I going to manage the whole thing, also the financial side of it. But after 1 year, I just decided to leave, and I left the company.
And what was for you your expectations? Yes, we want to make a difference. Yes, we have an experience, we have a knowledge, we know that something needs to be done about a subject, and how did you find out that was the best way to contribute instead of um, in an organization, I'd say, in a structure that is already existing.
Yeah. When I joined Nestle a few years ago, I said myself, if I cannot make a difference in the largest food company, where can I do it? I mean, I know that Nestle has also some burdens. They have to please shareholders every day. So I saw actually the change was happening in very slow. So this is why I have decided actually I do it myself with my speed.
Yeah, amazing. So courageous, yeah. And at the WIN conference where we met 2 weeks ago, you shared with me that you wish you hadn't waited too long to make this step, as if coming out from the corporate it was a big realization that you could do it differently. What is that? Why did you feel this way? What did you learn also in this transition?
I think I was not ready,
Mm.
but also I haven't found the perfect product yet.
Mm.
And when I discovered golden chlorella, I felt like, I have the urge to bring it to the world myself because large corporations weren't ready for it.
So for example, you knew this ingredient, but and you proposed to Nestle to bring this into their products or other corporations, and then they didn't include it, or
No,
you found out this after you exit.
I found about this. I have asked to look at the microalgae in a deeper way. There are 2,500 species. So after I left, I looked at the different species to find actually the right one for us, for the right one, which is actually golden chlorella.
Mm. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. So it was not that the golden chlorella. I mean, you didn't have a safe step to step into when you exit. Yeah, it was a bit of stepping into the unknown, or not?
Yes, yeah. But we always need to do that one time.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what is most interesting. It's like how did you let go from the, if you want, the safety net and the safe environment and the familiar environment that an organization gives you, to step into the unknown. For example, in terms of your finance situation at that time. Okay, now I jump into the unknown and I leave my salary behind. I leave my colleagues and I don't know what is my next business or team going to be like, my family dynamics. How was that unknown?
Okay. I always jumped into the cold water, and it all paid off. So it was just kind of a confidence that I could do this. This is one thing. The other one is, of course, you don't jump into the cold water without putting yourself something warm. So I knew I had some savings, personal saving, to create an SA. And I knew actually the government would give in biotechnology some subvention, which I have received. And I was ready also to give out 25% of the company to some shareholders. So I have done also crowdfunding. So from day one, I really looked actually that my idea is supported also by the government and by some investors.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what about the support of the closest relationships to you? Did you have this support? Because this is something also that, women is like, oh my God, what are they going to think? My family or my partner, my children. Did you have this support, or how was that? Did you need to convince them, or they just believe in you?
I had support. I have wonderful support from my husband and my 3 children. I think without their support, I couldn't really do it myself. I even have support from my mother and mother-in-law and all my friends. And of course, my partner, my Brit, who is also certain,
Your business partner, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With whom we have created this company. Yeah.
And I understood correctly, I think at WIN, that you met her at one of the WIN conferences, yes? So this really...
Yeah, it was fantastic. We met 5 years ago at the WIN conference. And then when I was just thinking about creating the company and so on, I have just received a call from her just asking, if I knew anything about, sustainable proteins. So I said, okay, let's have a cup of coffee and we can discuss about it. So this was fantastic because at the beginning she was just only looking for a fund for one of her clients. But at the end, she was so convinced. She also left her well-paid job at the corporate and then joined me in our adventure.
That's so amazing. I didn't know she was also in the corporate. Okay, yeah. But you know what I love about this story is that it really is an example of how important it is for women, especially, to network. Yes, to connect with other women and to make those cold calls asking for help or referrals, yes, and sit down for a coffee and give a little bit of your time to to the unknown, to probably relationships that will take you to the next phase of your life so beautifully. I think that's how also women have the power to transform ourselves and transform the world, yes, through doing things together and coming together. This is so beautiful in your example, actually, trusting that relationship and connecting, just connecting. You never know, you show up in a conference and you never know who you are going to meet, and also how long, what is the time that needs to the idea or the intention to to manifest this. 5 years is a long time, but you never know. Yes, when we show up is so important. I find women many times hold themselves back, or they don't approach cold calling and connecting with others, and this is so rich, so important. So I have another question for you. I would like us to know, for you to share with us, in both roles, like both in your corporate work and in with your new business, you are using your knowledge and your experience around nutrition and specifically in protein. But how do you find what is essentially what is different in the way you feel you make a difference in the world, in between the two significantly different roles?
Yeah. I think now I can really do what I think is right step to do. And I don't need to have tons of approvals around me. This gives a great speed. Of course, you always ask your partners. Now we have investors, we ask them for large moves. But in many cases, we know it is for the good of the company, what we are doing, and it is just going very fast. I think the key point is going faster. And for me, why it's nutrition? Because nutrition is it has been always, I have been always concerned about the growing population and their nutrition needs during my studies. So I know that we have been always talking about it, but in the world we didn't do much. And I think now really it's time that we need to just think about it. Because malnutrition is one of the UN elimination goals. Today, 800,000 people are going to bed with empty stomach, and it was just only 500,000 10 years ago, so it's growing. So we really need to think about it. And animal protein is not the solution because of the all pollution that it is bringing to the world. So we really need to go back and look at the sea and find out what it is that we can use out of this
Out of the sea, yeah.
sea.
Yeah, different resources.
Yeah.
I love how, you know, what you're sharing is really the embodiment of what I always say, that, you know, women, we construct the new resources and the new structures and the new organizations and the new paradigm, yeah, of how we are going to eat, work, make decisions, where do we invest, you know. This is just so fascinating. I'm so happy that you are joining us here, because really I feel more women have amazing ideas and so much knowledge and experience that is, you know, getting lost in this political, corporate, organizational procedures. Yeah, it's like there is a hunger for us to contribute, right?
Yeah.
And what is for you the main difference in running your own business, you know, as an entrepreneur, and being a VP of a multinational?
Actually, big thing is, of course, I have to do everything myself. If my printer doesn't work, actually, I have to sort it out. I don't have an assistant anymore. This is actually where you need to, and you don't have any divisions anymore. You know, for food security, you don't have any division. You know, for packaging, so you have to do everything yourself and alone. So it means long hours, no weekends, constantly thinking about it. But you know, I really enjoy it. I feel younger because I am doing something that I feel is important, is feeling for my soul. So I will just just encourage everybody, if they have actually strong will, believe that is something that needs to be done in their area of expertise, just please go ahead and do it.
Yes, I can feel that so much. I relate so much. Yeah. I always say that when we do our soul work, we can't quit it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It will shape shift along the life. It will be a small business and then a big business or different teams, but we just can't quit it. We keep going. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this.
Exactly.
Amazing. So, what it would be your piece of advice to women to trust to themselves, to believe they can do it, to reach out to other women? What is one golden piece of advice to women? where do they find, yes, you know, I'm saying yes to this?
Yes, but first, you know, you need to take the decision, and this is, I believe we are one. We are all connected, and every one of us needs to fill her soul with doing what is right for herself or himself. So I do it by bringing golden chlorella to the consumers, growing it, marketing it, packaging it, and also consuming it every day. So I feel good to my body, and I feel good to my soul, and this knowledge is really making me energized. So I would just recommend to every woman, you know, if you feel you can do the contribution to the world, just please go ahead and do it.
Yeah, wonderful. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just go and do it. Just follow your call. Amazing. It was a little bit for me the same way. You know, I knew in my bones I needed to do it. You know, I needed to transition from marketing and design. And so I was like, okay, I just need to jump. So amazing. Yeah. And so your product is produced in Switzerland, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And can you share with us the website where people can buy it from all over the world?
Yes. You only need to go www.alver.ch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is in the package. On the back.
Alver.ch. Okay, we will share that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
And we have a website. We have a Facebook and Instagram site where we are also sharing recipes. That you can do with your family, together with your family, and they won't even recognize that in your tomato sauce you put some protein.
Yeah, I mean, yes. yeah, it's amazing. It's really, really good. I do it for myself. It's really amazing because I was consuming the green chlorella and it's impossible. It gets everything so green.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Okay, wonderful. Okay, thank you so much, Mine.
You're welcome.
For this time and this conversation and all the golden pieces and the golden chlorella that you are sharing with us, making a difference in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And for you listeners, see you very soon on the next courageous conversation here. Thank you.